it runs through, let me see with more info. Let me go back. So let me pull you off here and let y'all see what I'm talking about. It might be more interesting than looking at me after the shower. So let me turn you around. Just watching some YouTube channels. So I'm on the Victoria and Albert website. One good thing about a lot of the... Sorry, I guess I'm not done talking to you. One good thing about a lot of the museums in England, London, they're free. Unless you're doing like the special exhibits, then they have a fee. But they always have like a box on the way in or out, mostly on the way out, if you want to drop some coins in there as like, just like to help the business. But they don't charge for general admission to just the regular museum. I can't tell you any museum in the States that doesn't charge for just general exhibit that doesn't ever change or hardly ever changes. So, anyways, I'm go back to the website and show you what I'm talking about. So, the Victoria and Albert Museum. Scroll on down. So, this is where they had the Marie Antoinette exhibit closing March 22nd. They have a David Bowie one center open right now. I'm not really a bit David Bowie fan, but it's okay. And then they've got the Schiaparelli When Fashion Becomes Art. And it opens Saturday, March 28th, excuse me. And let me see. So I'm going to click for more info. Come on over, Coco. Sorry, my puppy's coming. So that's like the first sign of it, or like the first main homepage for this exhibit. And it looks like the weekdays are 28 pounds, excuse me, and the weekends are 30 pounds. And it says, in difficult times, fashion is always courageous. Elsa Schiaparelli. So, and it's the UK's first exhibit of Schiaparelli. Spans from the 20s till today. So, celebrating innovative designer influences. It traces the fashion house's groundbreaking origins and the evolution under the current director, Daniel Roseberry. And so, again, I'm not seeing where it ends, but I swear I saw it ends in November. It says members get to visit free, and I don't think it's worth us getting, but here's just some pictures. So, and I'll definitely, if they let me take footage when I'm in there, I'm really like excited for this exhibit. But yeah, so let's see. So it does recommend that advanced booking is recommended. I wonder what's under shop. Some books. Okay. Back up to where I was. All right. Let's see. Look at book now. So already sold out in March. April has a few dates left. I think they're always closed on Sunday. No, date sold out. But anyway, so let's see. I'm not going then. Let's see. No, so they're not always closed on Sunday. So it would just happen to be sold out in April on Sunday. So it's plenty in May and June. But I'm just going to click a random box on a weekday, because when you're traveling, so they're in green if there's availability, and it tells you down here green means more than 15, yellow means fewer than 15 of tickets available, and red means fewer than 5 tickets available, and then the X means sold out. So I would say, like, say if I was going in June, I would want to, personally, I'd want the first exhibit of the day. Then I can, nothing really opens in London. Let me turn you back around so I can talk to you. So nothing really opens in London or England until about 10 o'clock in the morning. 9 maybe, but really 10. And that's in a lot of Europe. The shops and everything don't open. The museums don't open. And one thing to know when you go, like here in touristy areas, things stay open late. But in London, they don't. It will close at 5, 6 p.m. at night. Like, that's it. It's done for the day. Like, they don't care. Like, if it's a high peak tourism season or anything like that. So unless they're having like some big special event at the museum that night that's like private ticket only, they're closed. So anyways, so for me, I would rather have the 10 a.m., take a relaxing morning, because like I said, nothing's open. Maybe go find a place for some breakfast, a coffee shop, something like that. Head that way, and then, or sleep in, and then make that the first stop of the day. However long it takes you. And then my day's done. Where when I was in Milan, the tickets for the Last Supper are extremely hard to get. They drop 3 months worth of tickets all at once, and when they're sold out, they're sold out. Now, they do say check every so often as it gets closer to your date. Some come available. Basically, people cancel or whatever, because something's happened. Or I think sometimes, like, some of those companies will buy, like, a bunch of group tickets. And then if they don't get them sold, they cancel it. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's what happened. So every day I would go to work, and they would update at about... I don't remember what time they updated, but I remember I would get to work at like 6:45, 7 in the morning. It was like the first thing I did at work every day. So log on and see if they had any tickets available for the week I was going to be there. And, or the 3 days I was going to be in Milan. I was only there for 3 days. And so that made it even tighter. But it was like, my mom really wanted these tickets. I wasn't that interested, but she doesn't ask to do much on these trips. She might say like, oh, I'd like to do this or I'd like to do that. But something like this, she rarely asks for. And so when she's like, I really would like to see this, I was like, okay, I'll do my best. And she knew I didn't land them in the round. And then one day, about a month before we left, I got on. It might have been slightly less than a month, but let's just say a month. I got on, and there was a few available, so I booked them. Now, it was for 1:15 in the afternoon, so I wasn't thrilled with the time, but I didn't have choices. So I booked them, and I texted her and I said I landed them. So for that, we just revolved our whole day around that. We had to make sure we went down to the Duomo, and we're like, okay, we'll start from there. We decided since we had all morning at least, we would just walk that direction and see what was along the way down all the little streets that we wouldn't normally go down, because we went very much into the subdivision, like the residential area. We did find some great little shopping boutiques in that area, so I was happy about that. We ran across this great pizza place that we went to after the museum, I think. I think it was after. No, it must have been before. I don't really remember. Don't quote me on that. I think it was before, though, because like I said, the tickets were at 1:15, but I feel like it might have been after. It had to be after, because so it's very common in Italy for children to get sent home for their 2-hour lunch break in the afternoon. Yeah, it was after. And we had just got into the pizza restaurant right before all the kids showed up from the high school. So anyways, so we just walked our way all the way down there. We got close to there after we stopped in the shops. We took our time, and we got there about 12 o'clock, 12:15, somewhere in there. Well, the other thing with that museum is, and I know this has nothing to do with the London trip, sorry, I'm just on a tangent now, is you have to be 30 minutes before your ticket time, your reservation time, or you lose your ticket. So, like, you already have to know you need to be there 30 minutes ahead of time to claim your ticket. And if you're not, you lose it. So we know we needed to be there at 12:45 for our 1:15 reservation. So we found there's nothing where this museum is. It's like a little piazza with literally nothing in it but a single cafe. So it got all the business, and we just went in and ordered enough to where we were allowed to have a seat and sit in. So that's what we did, and mostly to have a bathroom, because you couldn't just use the bathroom over there. But anyways, sorry about that. That was a long tangent. But if you ever would want to go see the Last Supper painting, now you know what to do and how hard it is to get. It is worth seeing. Like I said, it wasn't really my thing, or at least I didn't think it was, but it was amazing to see. So highly recommend it. And it's not what you probably think. It wasn't. Anybody I've told about it are always shocked at what I tell them, that they didn't know either. So anyways, back to what I'm doing. Back to the Schiaparelli tickets. So, as you can see, I'm watching YouTube in the background as well. So anyways, I would do 2 adult tickets, because it's a trip for me and my mom, and they are £25 each. And I don't think there's a senior rate. Let me double check. No senior rate. Wonder why they don't do a senior rate. Anyways, there's a student rate. And then under 12 goes free, just so if anybody's aware. Well, anyways, there's 2 of us, so I would book that, and it comes to £50, which I think is the equivalent of about $60. So yeah, so that's, I'm not going to check out because I'm not actually going this date. I'm just showing y'all like what you would do. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited for this exhibit. I was disappointed I was going to miss the Marie Antoinette one. I had seen like the visuals on TikTok, and I was just like, oh, that would be so neat to see. Some of them, most of it's just replicas, but there are some actual pieces of hers if you can make it before March 22nd to that event. But if you're going to London, I highly recommend you check out the Victoria and Albert Museum. They have some of the best exhibits in my opinion. And so yeah, just all kinds of fun things. Ooh, those are cute. Sorry, I like Evil Eye stuff. You know, I have a lot of haters, so helps to protect you. On that note, another museum I went to, if you are ever in Amsterdam, we went to 2 museums there. We went to the Anne Frank House, of course, which it was moving to see, don't get me wrong, but the hassle to get the tickets, I don't know that it was worth it, but it is, I can understand why you would send school children there, but I don't know. It was moving to see. I will say that. It was very moving to see the actual place they were confined to and all of that. So I'll leave it at that. It's definitely not a museum you would go to over and over again because it is heartbreaking to read what they have up, see what you're seeing, you know, because it is the real house, or the real attic, I should say. But anyways, and then the other one we went to is the Van Gogh Museum, and that was a great museum. I'm not really an art person like that. That's what I said, like, the Last Supper painting wasn't because it was a religious thing. It was just, I'm not like a huge arty person, but that was great, and I highly recommend. And you do have to get tickets in advance for that. They were also very stringent about showing up, I think, 15 minutes before your time, like, and they sell out quick. So, and that one I had to get 4 tickets for because we were traveling with some friends. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to check out for when we're in Milan and see if they have anything over there as well. I do know in I'm going stupid. Sorry. I do know in London we are going to spend a day to go to Bicester Village and do the luxury outlets there. So hopefully I'll be able to take y'all for me for that. And then we have private car rental service for that one. I'm really excited. I know I won't get the best prices, being it'll be pounds and not euro, and there's no VAT refund or anything like that. But they have a couple stores there that the others don't have. One being a Dior. They have a Vivienne Westwood, and I love Vivienne Westwood jewelry, and I would love to get a couple pieces of tops from her collection, those asymmetrical ones. I think those would be fun. I do have a purse of hers, and then they have a Fendi outlet, and I love Fendi, and then they have a Holland Cooper, and I have some Holland Cooper wellies, and I would really love one of those beautiful Holland Cooper coats, the trench coats, the thick wool ones. So I'm going to see about that. They are super expensive, and I'm not expecting that to be like per se a sale item even for the time of year we're going, but you never know. So anyways, we are, because that is so far out, and the only way to really get there is either private car or by train, and I really don't want to do the train, so we paid for private car service, which was not cheap. I you know what, while we're on here, I'll show you what that cost. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and revert you back around and show you. I think I booked it through Transfero. This is where I usually book private rides. I go between them and I would have to think of who else I use, but I think Transfero generally has the best prices. Let's see, I'm staying at this, God, what hotel am I staying at? I'm staying at the St. James of in Mayfair. And yes, this is what I'm staying at. I'm staying at the, I can't pronounce that first one, but St. James Hotel and Club, Mayfair, London. So it's an old gentleman's club that's been turned into a boutique hotel. And I'm going to Bicester Village. And then again, I'm just going to pick a random date. Since I already showed that June date, we're going to stick with that, even though that's not when I'm going. Which might actually make that more expensive, because that is a... No, that's not a peak month. I mean, summer starts there, but the peak month is really August. So, I think I actually have it booked for a Monday or Tuesday, and then like I did that. I think it was and that gives me time to watch the weather, because it is England after all with the rain, and gives me time and flexibility to move it if I need to. So I'm just gonna pick a Tuesday just to be safe. And they open, they open at 9, I believe. And so I want pickup at 7, because I believe it takes like an hour to get there. Sorry, it's quicker when I'm not doing this one-handed. Return, and I'm going to return same day, but I think I did like 5 p.m. just in case like I wanted to be there a while. Like, because there's restaurants there and everything, so we've got plenty of places to kill. All right, let's see prices. Maybe. I've been having a lot of internet issues lately. I don't know why, and I just replaced the modem and router a couple months ago. Try this again. There we go. So again, it's just showing you like where you book from, where you're booking to. It's saying, oh, it's an hour and a half, so it's saying I'll arrive there at 9:30. So I would probably change it to 7:30, just because I'd like to get there when it comes up. So you have different car options. So the cheapest is an economy car for €364. Not sure why it's giving it to me in euro. Let me see if I can change that. Yes, I can change to dollars. Save. Okay. All right. So cheap economy car holds 3 people and 3 suitcases is $430 basically. Standard, which is what I think we went to, is $451. And this is round trip, by the way. And you figure it's an hour and a half drive each way. And over there, gas is not cheap. And then first class. I actually need to look up. I might have gone first class. I can't remember. It would have been one of these two, just for the price. And then typically we book private standard vans, the 7 and 7, over the first class, because it holds extra luggage for transfers to and from hotels. Because we usually... I'm definitely that person who, I have a carry-on, I've got a check bag, my mom has a carry-on, my mom has a check bag, plus our personal item, which is usually a purse to get on. Like, we'll shove the purse in the backpack, but then we'll have an extra big bag as, like, on the way back. And then we also usually take 1 to 2 empty suitcases for shopping trips like this. So, last time we went to Italy, when we went to Milan in 24, we took a big extra empty suitcase and an extra carry-on suitcase. I think we're talking about doing 2 big extra suitcases for this one, because we're flying business class, so it doesn't cost us anything extra to have the extra suitcases. We can check it all the way there. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't help, and you can get one of the little carts to help you push it all. So anyways, again, I'm just rambling here. But so yeah, we do this. I've got a bunch of these little ones booked. To get us over this trip, because we are flying to London, then we're flying London to Milan, and then Milan back home. So that was like 3 transfers just for that. No, 4 transfers. No, wait, let's see. Let me get this in my head. So we land in London, need a transfer to the hotel. We need a transfer from the hotel to the other airport in London to go to Milan. When we get to Milan, we need a transfer from the airport to the hotel. And then when to leave Milan, we need a transfer from the hotel back to the airport. So yes, 4 transfers, not including this private transfer to get to Bicester Village. But the hotel we're staying at in Milan, we are thinking about doing, and this one we're going to play more by ear, but we'll probably go. We're going to take the bus that they provide for like €12, I think, round trip, maybe €15 round trip, I'm not sure. That it picks up right outside our hotel in Milan, which is the Leonardo NYX hotel, and it picks up right from out there and drops off at the end of the day right there. So that's the other thing. We don't know where they pick up in London, so we'd be spending more money. We'd probably be spending just as much money getting taxis and everything, to get to wherever they pick up. Where this one, we already plan on staying at this hotel, and we know that's where they pick up. So we're going to do that and try that out. So, and then, like I said, with the other one, you'd had to get the only way there was train and all that. So, like, anyways, I will go look at what my final paperwork says on prices, but it was not cheap. I probably did pay about this. So, yeah. Matter of fact, I might go in and see for my actual dates if it's any cheaper, because you can cancel, like, you can cancel and rebook. Like, they'll fully refund you up until, like, I think 24, 48 hours before you're supposed to go. So, or reschedule. So, yeah, that's kind of nice. Yeah, I have a feeling I picked just the standard car, because we're just riding, we're not taking all the luggage, and then hopefully, and it says it holds like a Mercedes E-Class and BMW 5 Series or a Cadillac XTS, so, or similar, so that should be big enough to hold shopping bags. So, yeah. So anyways, all right, now let me move on to, well, let me show you the hotel we're staying at. Nah. Let's go look and see if Milan has anything. For its exhibits, I mean. All right. I do know when we're there, the homeware furniture design week, it's like just going to be wrapping up. So, not ideal, but maybe we'll see some interesting furniture. See. Sometimes just doing general searches is how you'll find stuff. But like I said, I found the Marie Antoinette one on TikTok, which is how I ended up finding this the Schiaparelli one. So let's see. January. I don't know. These are both February. February Milan. The Olympics, of course, was happening there. Let's see. There's something happening in November. Huh. Oh, you gotta click the right button and it'll come up. Let's see. Of course, Fashion Week just started today. Wish I was there for that. I would love, love, love to see a fashion show. So, according to any of these, none of these are floating my boat. So, I don't see anything that is going to be for that. I'll go stop. Yeah, so, well, I think by telling y'all that, I just gave away when I was going, didn't I? I might have to edit that portion out. There's even a motorcycle show. Would have never thought that. Anyways. This is getting really long of me just rambling, so I really wanted to show you all that, though. And I need to edit out with that one thing, because it tells you when I'm going. This is why I'm bad at that, because I try to just talk and, you know, to give y'all information, and, but, yeah. So, anyways,